because of COVID-19 restrictions, and boy, have they been thrilled in the last couple of weeks. Indonesia have really grabbed this tournament by the scruff of its neck. Barely fancy to even get out of their group. Not only did they top Group A, the Group B I should say, they even did it ahead of the overwhelming favourites, Vietnam. They held the Vietnamese to a goalless draw in what was a defensive masterclass, and then played Singapore over 2 legs in the semi-finals. What a thrilling encounter we had in the second leg, especially on Christmas night, one that will live for the ages. And then Thailand, they came into this wanting to reclaim their crown, and have done so far, I should say, in style, finishing top of Group A, winning all their matches, and then beating Vietnam in the semi-finals. Many thought that would be the match we would have tonight. Well, with me here, who's been someone who's been with me for much of this competition, Roshan Rai. And Roshan, we have probably got the 2 most entertaining sides, fair to say, for this final?
Yeah, I would agree with that. 100%. I mean, you've got an Indonesian team who can be absolutely free scoring. I think it's 18 goals in 6 matches in the competition so far. So you know what you're going to get with this young, vibrant, exciting Indonesian side with the wonderful fighting mentality and spirit. Great to see them here in this final. And it's great to see Thailand here in this final as well. A team that is incredibly well balanced. I touched on Indonesia's goals. Thailand has conceded just once in the 6 matches leading up to this final, but have also entertained as well. So for me, this is Thailand, a very balanced team. They know how to get the goals. They know how to see a result out as well and be very professional and keep opposition sides out, up against an Indonesian team who I feel will get at them, will try and attack, will be brave, and will not be afraid to face down and stare down this challenge.
There is Asnawi, the captain of Indonesia. He knows the responsibility, the expectations he has to bear for almost 300 million people. expectations are absolutely massive. We talked about Indonesia. What about Thailand? They haven't won this competition since 2016. Here is the Indonesian lineup for you. They make 3 changes today. I think the most clear one is at left back with Pratama Arhan out through suspension. He's replaced by Edo Federiansyah. Irfan, who's been arguably one of the players of the tournament, gets to start today. He surprisingly did not start in the last game. And Didik Setiawan will be leading the line, as you can see here. They go with a 4-2-3-1. There was a feeling that they might go with a 5, and Roshan will explain in a short while how they could well set up against Thailand as this match progresses. So, as I mentioned, Pratama Arhan is not available today. Ezra Walian is the striker that sits this out. They have been swapping their strikers around quite a bit, and Ramai Rumakek, the very fast attacker, will have to settle for a place on the bench. We talked about Asnawi on the left. What about this man here on the right? Chanatip Songkrasin, MVP in 2014 and 2016. One of the most recognizable faces in football from the region. And here is the starting lineup for Thailand. Incredibly, there are only 4 survivors from that second leg draw against Vietnam. Tirasin Dangda, the striker, Pitiwat in midfield, Chanatip we just spoke about, and Kritsada in the centre of defence. They will go with a 4-3-3. Pitiwat at the bottom of that diamond, Chanatip at the top, feeding Tirasin Dangda and Bordin Pala. And what that means is we have plenty of regulars not available. The big change, of course, that many people were talking about, another left back who will not be joining us tonight because of a suspension, and that is Tiraton Bunmatan Chachai, is out for the tournament. The goalkeeper sustained a serious injury, and he will not be available again. We asked about Manuel Beer and Patompon as to why they were not available, and we were not given an answer to that one. They're not available on the bench either. So there is Mano Polking along with Shin Taeyong. On the bench, I should also add Sarat Juyan, Titipan and Narubadin. So its changes are plenty, Roshan, more than perhaps many would have thought. But it is the first leg.
Yeah, I was quite surprised actually when the Thailand lineup came out, but I guess I shouldn't be, because Mano Polking has spoken about using his squad and about having faith in each and every member of that squad. And we've seen throughout this competition, he's not been afraid to make those changes. A couple of them enforced, especially at left back with Tristan Doe coming into that position, but Roller as well at right back. So what it does is it gives them a lot of more energy, those fresh legs into the side. So I'm interested to see how they sort of repay his faith here.
Yeah, he's not only just given them effectively a dead rubber against Singapore, but he's also given them some time in the final over 2 legs, which is great from him. And there's a roar from the crowd as we have the AFF Suzuki Cup 2020 final get underway. And Roshan, take us through perhaps how Indonesia will set up. They're going with a 4-2-3-1, but you feel that that's an opportunity for Devanga, or Alfreandra Devanga, to slip back if he needs to?
Well, they have that option, right, with Alfreandra, who can drop into that back line if they need to go into a back 3 at any point in this game. They've also got Rahmat Irianto who can do that.
Here's Bordin Pala. It's a good run into the penalty area. They've almost bundled it in through Supatok. What a start that could have been for Thailand.
Well, it would have been a real nightmare for Indonesia. Fakhrudin just falling over. Bordin with far too much pace and power here. Lovely first touch in behind, and then you think Fakhrudin's favourite to that. But Nadeo, excellent once again with that double save. But yeah, just going back to, as we see this chance once more, I think it's come off the hand of Supatok. With that formation. So you can have Rahmat Irianto as well, just dropping into that back line if you need to. But I think this 4-2-3-1 worked for them, because it allows Ricky Kambuaya to have sort of that license to roam.
Here's Philip Roller. Chanatip! Oh, what a start this has been Thailand in the lead with a scorcher from their skipper.
What a start for Thailand. They're on it. They are on it. Wonderful finish from Chanatip as well. He's on the edge of the area. He just peels away from Alfeandra, who has to go and help his defense out. No protection from the midfield there. They get drawn all over the place. You can see Rahman Irianto leaves his midfield position, his central midfield position, gets dragged out, and so does Alfeandra. The number 13 goes out to try and stop Philip Roller. And then Alfeandra, as Roller beats 2-3 players in there, draws those defenders towards him, and then that creates a space for Chanatip to go and power that home. What a finish.
Fantastic goal from Chanatip Songkrasin, who's now got 3. Remember, he scored 2 in the first leg, semi-final against Vietnam. And they just have not allowed Indonesia to settle at all. Philip Roller helping to win that ball. Perseverance from him on that right-hand side. And it is very, very impressive here from the Thais. Indonesia now trailing by a goal early on. A nightmare start for them.
A great start for Thailand. And I think we expected this from Thailand, didn't we? In the sense that, you know, they're not afraid to go out and try and kill the game off in the first leg.
This is exactly what they did against Vietnam.
That's exactly where I was going with that, Chez.
And ironically, this is what Indonesia did with Singapore in the early stages of that second leg in particular. They love Indonesia themselves to go up with quick, brisk start. Look at that. The Thai fans will be absolutely delighted with that. Clearance away by Kritsada has been one of the stand-up performers in this competition. Irfan with that touch on. Here's Chanatip. Look at that, the pirouette from him. We were not quite the same tournament, were we, in 2018? We didn't have the joy of watching Chanatip, did we? And this is what we're missing, Roshan.
He's a class apart, right? And I feel like I've said this a few times now in this competition with Chanatip. It's just a different level. And the spaces that he occupies as well, he's just so intelligent. He's always got his head on a swivel, scanning in this environment, understanding. And even if he doesn't receive, what he's going to do is he's going to drag players out of position as well. And that will create a space for someone else to then go and use. But that first goal, Philip Roller, I thought was excellent. That, again, we talk about dragging players towards you, and that's exactly what Philip Roller did. Dragging that midfield, essentially. Those 2 sitting midfielders of Indonesia, Irianto and Dewanga, that are supposed to protect on the edge of the penalty area. Both of them got dragged across. This is a look at the goal again. Roller here, wonderful work, lovely bit of skill. Irianto gets dragged across, Dewanga gets dragged across, and then that leaves that space on the edge of the penalty box for Chanatip to go and exploit.
Not a man you want to give space to, Chanatip Songkrasin. He's exploited that one fully. Thailand on the ball. Wiratep trying to get that up to Borden Pala, who's up there with Tirasin. Now super chop. He's got Philip Roller. Thailand with a corner.
You know, the new age term for being able to draw defenders towards you is apparently called gravity. Where you drag players along with you.
I like sucked in the past, but
yeah, exactly. I mean,
gravity.
It is what it is, you know.
Okay.
You got to try and keep up with the times, I guess.
Gravity. Okay, so that's what the kids say.
Yep.
Here is Thailand out with that corner. And that actually wasn't all that far away from Elias Dola. We've got a free header. Now Roller, who came into the squad late, flew in from Germany. Thailand have got the ability to call upon very, very talented players. And they've got the best league in Southeast Asia. Kritsada. Now Widatep. Not been a regular in this lineup. Certainly been very good. And there's Paul King saying, calm down. Lots and lots of time.
There he goes in his black shirt and jeans combination, tucked in, sleeves rolled up. You see Kritsada, he's taking a bit of contact.
What I could say about you right now, Roshan.
Kritsada, 22 years of age, by the way, just a reminder. And wonderful quality shown in that back line. He's normally a defensive midfielder as well. And this really supports it. It's one of the... I'm going to add this to evidence of this theory that I've got of defensive midfielders slotting into central defense easily. Whereas central defenders can't play in central midfield. It's a disaster for them.
If the central defenders out there are listening, let us know your thoughts. So here come Thailand again through Rolla. He looks up. Looking to get that up to Tirisindanga. Kutua. Ambitious from him. Well, he'll be absolutely delighted. He talked again about bringing this trophy back. And now on to 3 goals. He's 1 away from his countryman Tirisindanga. They're the only 2 at the moment. Irfan Jai's got 3. He's got a chance as well. Witan Sulaiman has got 2. Those are the only players left. And there's Witan Sulaiman, who had a swing at the ball and missed. They haven't really got on it at all, have they, Roshan?
No, they haven't. And, you know, Thailand coming into this, obviously the more experienced of the 2 sides. The players who have featured in this competition, the players who have won this competition previously. Indonesia, a very young squad, a very young side. And there was lots of excitement from some of their players coming into this final, and you wonder at times if that excitement just gets a bit too much for you. You know, it's got to be at a certain sort of level so you almost see Thailand just break in midfield.
Yeah, Thailand have the 2nd oldest squad in the tournament after Singapore, and Indonesia have one of the youngest after the likes of Timor-Leste, Cambodia and Laos. And that's one of the things that Shin Tae-yong has done. He's lowered the average age, hasn't he, of this squad. He's been very deliberate in that. He's been very deliberate about who he's picking. He wants players he can kind of mold, Roshan, into his vision.
That's right. I think the key for Indonesian football going forward is to get as many of these younger guys as they can moving overseas and playing overseas and experiencing a different level, a different culture, a different way of playing as a professional footballer, living as a professional footballer for them, because it's a talented team that's got a big, bright future ahead of them.
Yeah, right now, of course, people talk about the likes of Witan Sulaiman, who's just there on the ball. We've got Egy Maulana, who's on the bench, along with Elkan Baggett. These are their overseas-based stars. But look at Thailand again. And it's away by Fakhruddin. That right-hand side has been productive for Thailand. Widatep. There's Supachok. Let's see the idea. Just a little too much on that for Rolla.
And just notice as well the position that Rolla had taken up there. You know, the rotation of positions that they're employing here, Thailand. You know, it's popping up in different areas, different spaces. And if you're defending in those situations, if you're ball watching, you get caught off guard very quickly. Indonesia just not looking like themselves early on here in this one. You know, a couple of stray passes, loose touches. Thailand really applying the pressure, making sure that the Indonesian players don't have much time on the ball. It's a lovely touch from Supachok.
Back to Rolla. Elias Dola. Cross to Kritsada. Playing with supreme confidence, and as soon as I say that, he's giving the ball away. And that is a poor ball, I'm afraid, from Witan Sulaiman, who's normally so assured of himself, the young man. I just wonder, Roshan, how much this is playing in the head. Of course, they've talked about the psychology of coming into this and knowing the history, Roshan. You can't ignore it. It's 5 editions, 5 finals you've been to, 5 that you've lost. it's in there somewhere in the psyche, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and it's something that has mystified me for years and years, and I've spoken about it previously. I don't think there's an easy answer to it. Probably need like an entire series of shows to really go and investigate it. But I'm amazed by it. I'm amazed at that record. And you think with this young side, you have perhaps an opportunity to, you know, shake off some of that. I'm going to use the word failure, but I mean, I don't think making it to final is that much of a failure.
Oh, here's Rona looking at Borden Pala to get on the end of it. Right-hand side has really caused problems, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, they're all over this Indonesian team.
I just wonder, Roshan, whether they've thought, well, it's not Pratama there. The pace he's got. Edo Febriancha has barely played in this tournament.
Yeah, and the thing is, Philip Roller has got plenty of pace, loves getting forward into advanced areas. He's a quality player. And when you think about the options that they have, it's incredible.
Fullback. It's an embarrassment of riches, isn't it?
Tristan can come in on this left-hand side. Obviously, a very different player to Teraton. Philip Roller can come on that right-hand side and can get forward into. He can even play as one of the front three if they absolutely need him to.
Narrabudden's kicking his heels on the bench today. Back by Tirasin. He gets a return ball. Tirasin slips that through. Super chop. On the volley! And that almost sails over Elias Dola. And that so easily could have been goal number 2. Borden Pala. That would have been a stunning goal.
That's a crucial goal line interception from Asnawi. The Super Chok is having an excellent start to this game. Wonderful attempt at goal by Borden. Dola is unable to get that one on target. But he's backing away as he hits that as well.
That's incredible technique.
Lovely technique. Wonderful defending from Asnawi. But Super Chok, with this role that he's got, you know, a lot of the focus on Chanatip, and rightly so, but Super Chok as well, I think, in the games that he's played for Thailand, has been brilliant to watch. And he's, again, I keep talking about, he's harping on this, but another player who I feel is sort of outgrown a Southeast Asian league, and perhaps can go in and test himself. I think he's ready, you know. At a certain point, you think of players like Quang Hai, you think of players like Super Chok, they reach a certain level, and then they sort of improve. You feel like they need to move on.
Yeah, it's a step, isn't it, that a lot of these footballers will need to take. A few of these Thai footballers have done it. Of course, we mentioned Chanatip. Tirasin has done it in the past. Tiraton, of course, has just returned from Japanese football. Can be done. Kawin has played in Belgium. Here come Indonesia. Free kick. After Devanga, he's gone short. Is this what they were planning to do? Well, here's Irfan. And they've dealt with that pretty well. Tristan Go clears it.
Just going back to Witan, because he was on the end of that one in the penalty area. And initially, every time he's on the ball, and obviously Thailand would have looked at this in the analysis, they would have looked at Witan as one of the players that obviously they have to keep an eye on. And every time he's gotten the ball so far, especially in those central positions, Thailand have been very quick to make sure that they close him down. And done well there to close down JUARA. Dedik leading the press.
Interesting that Indonesia have really rotated their forwards, haven't they? It looked for a while that Ezra Walian was the first choice striker. Then we've had Didik Setiawan, we've had Kushedjo, we've had Hanis. They all bring something a little bit different, don't they?
Yes, that playing profile, a different style of player, different type of player that they've got. But what they perhaps are lacking is a real pure sort of finisher.
Not too many goals scored by the strikers at the moment. Ezra Walian with a couple. Chanatip won't get there.
And look, I mean, players who can finish are difficult to find, difficult to come by. Thailand have been blessed with some wonderful strikers over the years. They've got one here in Tirasin as well. And sometimes the difficulty is when you look at your domestic leagues and all your strikers are essentially foreign signings, it's very difficult for then the local strikers to get much game time or to really make an impact.
Of course, Thai strikers go back to the likes of Jatusuk and Piapong and legendary players. Looking pensive, but I'm sure he'll be absolutely delighted with what he's seen. A little flick on there from Supachok. Brody won't get to it. Kritsada. Now Roller. He's got Irfan right at his tail. He's done well here, Roller. Supachok. Now Wiratep. Thailand just seem to have acres of space and time on the ball. Indonesia not able to get close. Tristan Doe. Now Board Impala. It's not happening at the moment for the Indonesians, and he's applauding these efforts.
Yeah, he's applauding the pressing.
Not bad for a side that doesn't keep possession, apparently, Russian. There was a little jibe in the press conference, wasn't there? And they've got 77% of the ball, and they're doing a lot with it as well, aren't they? But here come Indonesia. With an important touch. Now Irfan. Overlapping run. Edo Febriansyah. Away by Kritsada. Double header from him to make sure.
Yeah, listen, I mean, obviously some mind games, right, at play.
We've enjoyed that. We've really enjoyed that.
I've just loved it. You know, we've seen the battles on the pitch, the tactical battles on the pitch, and the coaches as well on the touchline. You know,
this man does not hold back.
He doesn't, and he's such an experienced coach as well. So I mean, trust him. He knows what he's doing, especially in these press conferences.
Absolutely. Look, he talked about, I've won 20 odd titles as a manager and player. Of course, he was a bit of a legend at Seongnam. Won 6 league titles there and won the Champions League with them as a manager as well, and did so well with Korea. He won the AFF Cup and then beat Germany in the World Cup in 2018. And he said, I want to transfer some of that mentality to my players. And he said, Indonesians are too nice, too friendly. I don't want him to be so friendly. He speaks his mind, Roshan. That might rub people off the wrong way sometimes. As Thailand come forward here with Supachok. Is there a foul there? Yes, it is.
Well, that was really well worked by Thailand again. They're a joy to watch in possession. I mean, the way they sort of worked it out from under pressure down that left-hand side, switch of play, find a link in Supachok there, who was aware enough to hold on to it. He knew he had to sort of wait for the run of the Roller on the outside of him. He was able to turn away from that pressure, win a free kick in a really good position. No Tirathon for them though.
Yeah, this would be something he'd like to step up for. This is fairly central. There's a bit of a discussion.
He's not too bad as well, to be fair, Bodin.
He's saying, I want this one. Here's Bordin. We had a classic free kick from not too far away from that position a few days ago, Roshan. It'd be pretty hard to replicate that. But the final will be the perfect place to do it.
Yeah, I think he is his technique. You can see he's already looking up as he wants to hit that Bordin. His head goes up before he makes contact with the ball.
There's Sivarak, who's had to come in for Chachai. He sustained an injury in that second leg. He filled in very, very well. Elias Dola gets the header first. Delightful ball from Chanatit. Here's Bordin, he's looking for some support. It was excellent work, wasn't it, from Asnawi, who's tenacious, but has conceded a free kick here.
It's a really good battle. Now this side of the pitch, Asnawi is a very talented defender. It's a good challenge. Quick to get up on his feet to try and recover. And he needed to time this one really well. But just perhaps a little bit overzealous on the second one.
Another one of those, Roshan, that plays his football overseas.
That's right.
In Korea. Forward Impala on the free kick again here. Forward in. Ball does its job. Here's Chanatip. Wasn't a touch I think he would have wanted there. Titipan. Indonesia try to break forward. Witan Sulaiman, lovely touch from him. Slips that into Irfan. It bobbles around. They're asking for the penalty. Some of them, the referee points the other way. That has been the best attack so far.
Yeah, look at the player who's made that challenge. It's Chanatip. He's covered so much ground to get himself back there. And that's been one of the impressive things about Chanatip in this campaign, is his willingness to track back and help out defensively. It all started, I think we can see quite clearly that it's a foul to Thailand. Chanatip just gets across, he does well, uses his body well, and then gets a kick from Irfan. Here's another close-up for you. Goes right through the back of Chanatip's leg there.
It's a lot of ground, isn't it, that he's covered there, tracking back.
A wonderful move from Indonesia, though. It all started from Ricky Kambuaya, who beat a couple of Thai players. Played a lovely ball forward for Witan Sulaiman. That first touch from Witan was excellent because it continued the momentum of the move, allowed him to play that attempted pass in behind.
Rolla. Back to Elias Dola. Here's Kritsada.
I think first time we've seen Kambuaya really get on the ball. It was just then.
We've said his name.
That's right. Not his fault, of course. It's been difficult for Indonesia to get anything done in possession.
What a touch that is from Supachok to Rolla, who's steaming into the penalty area. Laid back for Chanatip. Supachok. Now Wiratep taking a heavy touch. And perhaps here Indonesia can break again. Taking too long on the ball. Asnawi. There was space in midfield, wasn't there? Bordin. Straight to the keeper, that was offside. Russian, they've got to get that ball zip faster, don't they?
Yeah, and there was a real chance for Indonesia to break forward on the counter-attack. Asnawi, he needed to play that ball quicker. Instead, it broke down in midfield. Bordin's just offside. He does stray offside. You can see him just leaning forward. Flag gone up. Good decision by the assistant referee.
At their pace, Roshan, the counter-attack at the moment seems their best option, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The way that Thailand are coming and pressing them high.
You know, if they can get out of the counter-press. That's the thing, they haven't been able to get out of Thailand's counter-press. And counter-press meaning the moment Thailand lose the ball, Thailand straight away want to win it back. So they're quick to close down again and try and win the ball back again. And Indonesia are sort of just panicking in those moments, in those possession phases. But you just look at the connections here between the Thai players, how close they are to each other. They're all moving in tandem, looking to provide support. I mean, those possession numbers are just ridiculous.
But it's one in which, different from some of the other possession stats we've seen, where Thailand are actually utilising this, aren't they, the possessions?
Yeah, it's almost as if Polking has said, yeah, oh, so you said we're not doing well in possession. Okay, I'll show you.
Exactly.
It's almost as if he's taken it personally.
He was distinctly unamused by that whole possession comment. And certainly this feels, I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is more possession than they had against even the likes of Timor-Leste. They've absolutely dominated the ball, haven't they? Here's Wiratep. Now Tristan Doe. Here's Bordin Pala. He's going on a surging run himself, Bordin Pala. Witan Sulaiman. Now for Indonesia. Two players right on him. You have not a moment to breathe when you have the ball if you're an Indonesian player.
This is what I was referring to. The moment they win it, Thailand are quick to just swarm around them. And if it takes conceding a free kick, sure, do it, because you break up that opportunity to counter-attack. And again, Witan, as I mentioned earlier, whenever he's on the ball, you see Thai players desperate to get around him defensively to try and stop him from doing anything. They're really nullifying Witan's threat at the moment.
Well, Manu Poking is of German and Brazilian descent. Bit of Gegen pressing from him, Russian perhaps. And that is away from Tirisendanga. This is without 7 regulars today, Russian as well. This is the ability of this side. That's a scary thing, isn't it? Alfredo Dewanga. Now Asnawi. Witan Sulaiman gives that away rather cheaply. Back with Thailand. That's why they've seen so little of the ball. Just can't hold on to it even when they do have it. Supachok.
Yeah, the level of talent sort of coming through in these countries is just incredible. I mean, yes, you talk about population and all that, and sure, they've got a bigger talent pool, but also I think football is life in these places. You know, it's a massive part of the culture.
Yeah, if you visited Indonesia or Thailand, you'll see every patch of grass, any plot, little space, kids are playing. Great to see. Supachok. Here's Tirasin. Waiting for that little overlapping run from Board Impala. Oh, he's found some space there, Tirasin, and the shot is wide. He wants that second.
The combinations are just outstanding from Thailand. I mean, the way they're able to just pass it through this Indonesian side, it's just too easy, and they are making it look easy. It's not easy, but they're making it look so simple. And again, pressing here to win the ball back.
Here's Tristan Doe. They've got a corner here, Thailand. There was a moment in that earlier move where Rahmat was talking to Risky about go for the man, track him, keep an eye on him. They're not able to, Russian, at the moment. The movement is amazing.
Keep up with the level, the quality, the pace of the movement, and how quickly the ball is moving as well. You see it from Thailand. It's 1 and 2 touch play. It's 1 and 2 touch play, and it moves on to the next player. And then when they need to show that quality, that individual quality to beat a man or to hang on to it, to draw players towards them before releasing it into space, they know when to do that as well. Awareness of the spaces that they're in. They're just in complete control of this game so far. Again, can't win it, foul, stop the play, get everyone back into defensive shape, get themselves organized. That experience coming in handy. And speaking of experience, you brought up average ages earlier. I had a bit of a chuckle to myself because I remember speaking to Haris Harun, the Singapore captain, recently, and was asking him about Singapore being the oldest side in the competition and whether that was a cause for concern. He said he doesn't think so because the only reason the average age is up so high is because of Hassan Sani. So and I was thinking about Thailand, and you mentioned Thailand.
Yeah.
Second oldest?
Yeah, second oldest. Siwarak
and Siwarak is what, 37?
Correct. So he's bringing the average up. Flag has stayed down for Didik. It's out by Elias Gola. We're going to have the first Indonesian corner. Now he's just having a chat here with Asnawi Shin-tae-yong. I think he's just trying to organise that defence, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's just trying to make sure that they're shifting together as a unit and staying tight and moving together, because at times they get shifting together as a unit and staying tight and moving together, because at times they're getting dragged out of position.
Using the assistant coach Nova Arianto to translate his thoughts. But it's up the other end at the moment that Indonesia focus our attentions on. Kritsada had being fouled. The referee will not let that corner be complete.
Well, there's a foul there on Kritsada. This goes for a bit of a lie down.
Well, it's been that easy for them, is it, at the back? They haven't really been troubled, have they, Russian, at the other end? No shots at all, no attempts. They've barely got to the final third, Indonesia. And you contrast that with 7 shots from Thailand. 4 of them inside the box, 2 of them on target. If we're being really picky, Roshan, should they be a goal or 2 more higher than what they've got now? That's been really critical though, isn't it? It's just been a joy to watch.
Being hyper critical. I mean, there's always going to be something you can pick out, right?
That looked the late challenge by Elias Dola. Play will continue for the moment. And Dola's walking away. Elias Dola, he knows exactly what's going to happen next. Rahmat Irianto, late challenge on him.
Ooh, that's a late challenge, and he's gone lunging in from quite far off. It looks like Irianto could be okay. Good challenge from Dola.
Part of their naturalized contingent. Elias Dola, born in Sweden. Moved to Thailand a couple of years ago. 1.96 meters. By the way, he's just gone down now, Elias Dola.
Yeah, I think he felt a bit of strain there. He was actually, as he ran off and tried to run away from the referee, he felt a bit of strain. Looks like he could have just jarred his knee, perhaps.
So they've got, if there's a problem here, there's no Manuel Beer. They've got Paui.
Yeah.
If they need. So let's remind you of the goal.
I mean, it's great work, you know. Just again, these triangles here. Super Chok just peeling out to the right-hand side initially. Roller with that underlapping run on the inside of him. Ability to beat a couple of players, and then on the defensive side, the 2 Indonesian central midfielders getting completely dragged across and not winning the ball there. Both players getting dragged across into that position. It's left that gap for Chanatip to then have a shot at goal there. The central defenders couldn't step up quickly enough into him. Wonderful work from Thailand on the right-hand side. Great work from Roller, and then a fine finish. Quality finish from Chanatip. Comes into him first time. Into the back of the net. No chance for Nadeo.
Well, they're taking some time here with Dola, Elias Dola, who's not walking particularly comfortably, and I think they just want a word here on what to do next. Polking is still asking, what's the assessment? He's been told just to hold off for a minute.
Well, Poklo has just gone off to increase the intensity of his warm-up.
For a second there, did we think he was going to possibly come on there, but it is going to be Elias Dola to return to the pitch, it looks like at the moment. That's the first attempt for the Indonesians.
Yeah, and again, the player who starts it is Kambuaya with a wonderful driving run. He's carrying the ball forward, creating that bit of space for Asnawi. Really drifted infield, didn't he, Asnawi? On his left foot. A bit more encouragement from Indonesia, perhaps. Yeah. Especially with Kambuaya, if they can try and find him on the ball a little bit more. He's got that capacity to run with it. The interesting thing with Kambuaya, just talking to one of the Indonesian backroom staff, said that when they went to scout a match, they weren't particularly looking at him, but he was the outstanding player in that game that they went to watch, and they thought, you know, this guy could make a big difference on the international stage, and that's how he was really sort of first spotted and brought into the setup. You can see confirmation there. Dola's not going to be fit enough to continue.
There's a problem there for Dola. Now, the like-for-like change would be Paui. We saw Pokla Anand stripping off. They are going to have to make that change. They don't have too many other options. And that is a real shame for Elias Dola. And we'll be hoping that he might be available for the second leg. Remember, in the second leg, they moved to a back three in the second half. Well, good luck to those guys carrying the stretcher. He's huge. Almost 2 meters tall. They're going to have quite the task now, carrying him off.
I'm interested to see just how they sort of restructure this.
It is Pokla Anand. There you go, 6 of them have to stretcher Elias Dola off.
It looks for now like Wiratep has just dropped into central defence alongside Kritsada. See if it stays that way.
One of the veterans now this side, 30 years of age, Pokla Anand, fast approaching his half-century of caps for Thailand. Made his debut back in 2011. Playing with Bangkok United.
And the challenge from Witan on board in.
So yeah, Wiratep is the man, as Roshan mentioned, who goes in to the heart of defence. Roller, flag is down for Supachok. And they managed to get that way through Risky.
You can't pin Supachok down. His movement is excellent. And the freedom that they've got, these Thai players, to just get into different positions and still retain a defensive structure and still retain an organized structure, even with these free-flowing sort of attacks.
Roller back to Supachok. Trying to get to the attack here is Pokla Anand. Supachok. He looks at the officials. No penalty forthcoming. Here come Indonesia. Look at that pace there on the far side by Alfred Devanga. Witan Sulaiman. Devanga surely! Oh, he's put that over! A gilt-edged opportunity. What a run though he had from one end of the pitch to the other. You're not going to get a better opportunity than that.
Oh, that's a big opportunity for Indonesia, and again it's on the counter attack. This is where they've looked the most threatening. Wonderful ball played across initially for Dedik. Witan making a great run. Alfiandra, I mean, credit to him from where he started to where he ends up in the area there. It takes a bit of a bobble, but you expect him to finish. He's got all the time in the world, really, to even sort of just take a touch if he wants to. But even if he hits it first time, you have a look at the technique there again. As he hits it, he's looking up. He's not got his body over the ball to try and keep it down and on target.
Not normally that high up the pitch as well, is he? Alfredo Devanga, and that would have been 1-1. Right back in this. Went through the legs as well, it appeared, of Tristan. Tristan Doe, that ball across from Witten Sulaiman.
Yeah, and Tristan, he had to come across, he had to go across to take care of that run from Dedik Setiawan. And that's why you had that gap there. The second leg to go is important that they don't let Thailand run away with this and kill things off in this one. But you wonder if there are going to be bigger issues for Thailand now with Elias Dola leaving central defense. That changes it up a little bit. We're having to drop into that position and having to do a job. It's not a role that he's been playing in for this side. And you wonder what kind of confusion that may cause. It disrupts the fluidity and the flow of the team structure, of the team shape.
Here he is now with a tap. Gordon goes down. Official, by the way, from Saudi Arabia, Al-Hunfud Shukri.
Challenge there on Borden. Again, they're just trying to maintain their control over this one, Thailand, the way they were passing it around so comfortably. Again, that interchange of positions, so Pitiwat just a little bit further forward. By the way, it's another central midfielder who's dropped into the center of defense, Wiratep. Going back to that theory.
Yeah, that theory. He's doing it effortlessly. We'll see, shall we? Here's Tristan Doe. Tirasin. Dropped a bit deep here, Tirasin. The Boga clears up. Tristan Doe. It's not a great ball, is it, from Borden Pala? Fascinated to see how Thailand approached the second half of this tie, because they had a lead, they were superior to Vietnam in all departments, and then they went for containment and management. And you heard from Poking post that match saying that was a bit of a mistake from him.
Yeah, I remember that.
3 minutes of added time.
I think because first half of that one they were leading 2-0 one day, so I think they had a little bit more of a platform to defend it. I think you want to sort of maintain your control in this game. They've done so well to make sure that Indonesia can't find a rhythm, can't settle into any sort of passing momentum or passing rhythm in this game, and you want to make sure you don't allow them to gain any sort of confidence.
That won't fall for Dedik. Here's Afrian Debanga. High boot from him though.
Well, yeah, wonderful work from Alfiandra. Just keeps the ball really well under pressure. So again, picking up the second ball with Pitiwat, was able to just get a toe in.
Here's Supachok. He's got Roller on the outside. Interchange of passes between the two of them. Lovely bit of work here from Supachok. He's still going. Now Borden Pala. Oh, that was almost a brilliant goal, an excellent save from Nadeo. But boy, we would have been gushing had that gone in.
This guy's quality, Nadeo. He's keeping Indonesia in this game. But Super Chok once more picks it up, spins away, 1, 2, 3 pirouette, and then that presence of mind. He draws defenders in towards him, creates a bit of space for Bodin. Look at this. Look at this. I mean, this is beautiful from Super Chok. This is a move that deserved the goal. Bodin looking to try and just curl it in towards that far post. Wonderful save from Nadeo.
He was the third choice goalkeeper coming into this. Amazing. Didn't start the first game, was only came on when Imando had an injury in the warm-up. And he's been brilliant ever since. Here's Wiratep. Another safe pair of hands there. Nadeo Agriwanata from Bali United. Here's Rahmat Erianto. And it's a pretty decent ball, but it's offside with Tan Sulaiman. And before you know it, this first half has come to a close. A first half in which Thailand have been absolutely magnificent. Chanatip Songkrasin scoring the quickest goal in AFF Suzuki Cup final history in just the second minute. And Roshan, they never really looked back after that, except not able to get a second goal.
Yeah, not really able to sort of punish Indonesia fully. And I mean, Indonesia have struggled to get into this game, get to grips with the pace of this game. Big chance through Alfeandra, despite the difficulties in the first half. They could have been going into the break on level terms if Alfeandra had taken that opportunity. But so far, I mean, when you think about overall how the game has gone, excellent control from Thailand, wonderful display from them.
So at halftime here at the National Stadium in the AFF Suzuki Cup 2020 first leg final, it's Indonesia 0, Thailand 1.
your smile. Now the sunshine brings the light. Fill me out with a flame. I will let you in this game. Take me out when I'm down. 'Cause with you I'm safe and sound. 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 I'm safe and sound.
close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
Welcome back to the National Stadium here in Singapore. It's the AFF Suzuki Cup 2020 first leg final, where Indonesia have been outplayed by the Thais. Chanatip Songkrasin has got the opening goal very early on, the quickest goal ever in a AFF Suzuki Cup final, and the reaction is to bring on three players. Evan Dimas, Elkan Baggett and Kadek Agung are the three to come on. And it could well be a change in the way they set themselves up. We'll see very shortly indeed. But Roshan, something had to be modified because they were getting outplayed on all parts of the park, weren't they?
Yes, that's what they had to do. They had to react at halftime, and that's what they did. And that's what they've done, sorry. They made those changes. So let's see how it affects the overall shape of this Indonesian team. It looks like at the moment it's just going to be perhaps just like for like. Elkan Baggett still going into central defense. Still with that four-man back line.
It appeared, Roshan, that they were struggling. Fakhruddin was struggling, wasn't he, with the pace. 32-year-old veteran defender. They seem to be struggling with the pace, particularly of Bodin Pala on that left-hand side for Thailand.
I mean, if that was the case, it's an interesting one, because I don't think Elkan Baggett is that pacey as well. So you've now got two young central defenders in there, Rizky and Elkan Baggett. You've taken out experience in Fakhruddin. You've added a bit more experience in midfield in Evan Dimas.
Might see a bit more of Alfredo Devanga perhaps, just hanging back. We'll see. Forward by Asnawi. It looks like they are certainly trying to be a bit more aggressive if they can. Kadek Agung just muscled off the ball far too easily. Alka Baggett came in from Ipswich under 23s, another one they're pinning a lot of hopes on. He's had a very eventful AFF Suzuki Cup. Resisted attempts at first to play for Indonesia. But flew in for this tournament and played one match, then got quarantined, and then scored a goal on his return against Malaysia.
It's quite interesting the way he's been used by Indonesia,
like
isn't it? I mean,
second half impact.
it's almost like he's always coming on at half time. So just see Witan. Here we knock to the back. What they needed to adjust was the left back position as Alfiandra. Which they've dropped into their part of the pitch.
Here's Tirison Dunga, plenty of Thai attackers. Look at that overlapping run on the left-hand side. Just a little bit too much on the ball there. Poklo Anand.
Swift counter from Thailand there. You get the players pouring forward. With a high starting position there for Thailand again. Applying their pressure on the short goal kicks out.
Fakhruddin Arianto replaced by Alka Baggett. Edo Febriansha, the left back, of course, he came in today for the suspended Pratama Arhan. Had quite a tough task on his hands, keeping Supachok and Roller quiet. He has to go as well. Replaced by Evan Dimas, and Rahmat Irianto is the other one who has left the pitch. Evan Dimas replaces him. Well worth a shot, why not? Taking a bit of a deflection. Supachok's effort, and it will be a corner.
He's been everywhere for Thailand. Here he is popping up in the central position. And that would have troubled the goalkeeper. I think they're not taking a bit of a deflection.
Indonesian fans trying their best here to show support for their team. Pretty even numbers in here tonight. Gordon Pala kept alive here by Poklo Anand. Chanatip out across the board in. Simple in, but it's headed away by Rizky.
A brave header away. Brave header away, the second one from Alfiandra. Had to put his head on that. Anticipating the possible contact from Supachok. Get bodies in there and taking on personal responsibility. Keep the attack crosses that come in.
Interesting little switch, isn't it, to have him now at left wing back.
Well, that's right.
Alfredo Devanga.
And in the first half, Thailand got quite a bit of joy down that right-hand side, Indonesia's left. Looks like it was something that they needed to address just at half-time. Decided to go with that switch.
Witan Sulaiman, quick ball in. You can see what he was attempting to do, the Didik. That's solid, isn't it? From the makeshift centre-back today. Wirata up the other end. Here comes Superchok. He's steaming in. Cuts inside Okapag. It's still Superchok. He goes back to Chanatep. Goal number 2. A fantastic counter-attack by Thailand.
Just too good. Individual quality and brilliance. Giving Thailand this goal. Superchok. Absolutely superb. They win it there. Nothing wrong with that tackle. And they go from penalty box to penalty box. Just have a look at this. 3 players up front. The first touch in there into Superchok. And then for him to carry the ball all the way forward. Turns it around, gets himself closed down by 3 Indonesian defenders. But Chanatip on hand after he played their first pass into Superchok, joining in the attack, changing the angle of the run, starting from a deeper position, closer to the left-hand side, drifts in field, into the middle of the penalty box, and just side foots it past Nadeo. I think sees the ball late.
He only scores in first legs, Roshan. That's 2 apiece in the semi-final first leg, and now here in the final first leg. Remember, he had a chance for a hat-trick against Vietnam. Of their regulars. So impressive. And more to come from this side. Kritsada. They've also been stung, Roshan. I think you and I have talked about this throughout the tournament. That they've been stung a little bit by the criticism. They had a poor World Cup campaign by their high standards.
Yeah.
Being bundled out early on, not even finishing 3rd in that World Cup qualifying group in round 2. There was a mini Suzuki Cup in there, and the likes of Indonesia took points off them, Malaysia, Vietnam, of course. And they were stung by that word. That hurt, didn't it?
You know, there's been a bit of talk about how that spark has just seemed to have gone out a little bit since Ketesok Zico left his post. And I'll come back to it.
Here's Asnawi. Boos from the crowd from this game, and perhaps from the last one as well. Oh, that's a delightful ball, isn't it? Out to Superchok. Here he is, Chanatip. Another long-range effort, perhaps. Well, they're all taking their turns, aren't they, at the moment? Tirasin now. They're peppering this goal.
Every time Superchok gets on the ball, he's creating danger, all sorts of issues for the Indonesian defense. Lovely step over, linking up with Chanatip. And you wonder, just going back to that spark coming back into the Thai national team with Mano Polkin coming in.
We'll come back to that. Here is Irfan Jaya. He's offside though. Briefly, the fans got excited there. Thailand look like they're going to make a few changes now that they've probably secured this first leg. Let's see.
Again, it's another really good driving run from Kambuaya. Irfan Jaya, I mean, that's poor from him because he's looking right across the line. And he's not bothered to sort of just try and either bend his run or just drop off a little bit to try and keep himself onside. Kambuaya, I think, has been Indonesia's best player. And for Thailand, it's been Supachok. I know the temptation will be to give the man of the match to Chanatip. His 2 goals, which were really good finishes, but I think Supachok has been that real driving force, that creative element for Thailand.
Well, he's certainly in contention, isn't he, Chanatip, for MVP? To regain the crown that he lost. He didn't play, of course, in the last edition. Well, that needed to be a better ball from Alfredo Devanga into the path of Ricky Kambuaya. Well, here the changes. Titipan and Supachai to come on. An opportunity for possibly Tirasin. And perhaps Pitiwat to have a little bit of a break. That would be the obvious changes, perhaps. We'll see. Remember in the last leg where Tirasin was asking if he could come off. And Polkin was saying, just give me a few more minutes. JUARA has had very, very little to do in this game. So from Indonesia's point of view now, they've just got to stay in this, don't they?
Yeah.
It's almost damage limitation now. Just keep it at 2 if they can. Maybe get a goal back, but at least certainly not conceding a third.
Exactly that. I mean, we touched on this, I think, in the first half about not letting the game run away from you. There's a real danger here that it could ahead of the second leg. And this is where tactically as well, I think if you're a coach, you're thinking about these things as well. You know, you can't take too many risks and can't take too many chances. You can't open up too much.
Yeah.
Because you know there's still another game to go. And look, there's still time for Indonesia to turn this around, but it's been difficult for them to really get into the game. They've had one big moment, one high-quality opportunity through Alfreandra.
Yeah. And look, he has had an excellent tournament, hasn't he, Alfreandra?
That's right.
That's not his job. Is not to put the goals in, but of course he was still in that great position. But he has been superb for them.
And a lot of these players have been great. A lot of them have been. You know, if they do end up going on to lose this,
we'll come back to that in the second, Roshan, as we just complete the substitutions, and it is going to be Tirasin to come off. Won't add to his tournament tally. This is a change we quite often see. Supachai Chaided to replace him. As we speculated as well, it is Pitiwat to be replaced by Titipan. Pretty much like-for-like changes then.
And they've really managed the workloads of the players very well, Thailand. And it's easy to do that when you've got such a wonderful squad. But also having that faith in the squad to deliver. Despite the changes that you've made, players will repay that faith that you've put in them.
There's Evan Dimas, no longer able to command an automatic starting place in this 11 under Shin Tae-yong.
That was a really good turn from Asnawi there earlier. Drop of the shoulder, get rid of Kutipan on the press and then turn away.
Another one that was impressed in previous editions of the AFF Suzuki Cup. Here's a chance for Irfan. Another opportunity not taken, and Simara finally called into action.
Very good chance for Indonesia. And again, it's Kambuaya at the heart of it. He's the one who receives it in space. There you go. Makes a run in behind that Thai midfield. Picks it up in space. Picks out a lovely pass through into Irfan Jaya. The weight on that pass, I think, is excellent. It's right into the run of Irfan Jaya. He doesn't even have to sort of break his stride. He just needs to adjust his body shape. Can't get it wide enough with enough bend. And Kambuaya, as I say, who's been excellent for Indonesia, is the man who's coming off.
Well, he has been brilliant. And a big roar, though, for this man here, Egy Maulana. So much speculation as to when he would be playing in this tournament. He came on against Singapore in the second leg of that semi-final, and he'll get a bit more time here today. He's in Slovakia with Senica. He is often regarded as the great big hope of Indonesian football, the 21-year-old. That maybe just give the team a bit of a boost, but as Roshan mentioned, the most creative player, the one who's really been at the heart of things, Nicky Kambuaya, has been taken off. About half an hour or so, if you include some added time here for Indonesia in this first leg to try and get something out of this if they can. Elkan Baggett out wide to his left wing back, Afrianda Debanga. There's Witan Sulaiman still going here, and that's easy for Simara.
He's found it very difficult to get involved in the game with Witan Sulaiman, and it's a credit to Thailand. They've got 10 players around him every time he's gotten on the ball. And there he was able to just wriggle away, got a bit fortunate with that. Couldn't quite find the final pass into one of his runners in the box.
Baggett brought down play continues. Debanga. There's Asnawi. Now Egy Maulana. Lovely return ball. Here's Asnawi. Little moments here, flashes for Indonesia. Irfan. Kadek Agung. Still Kadek Agung. Trying to weave his way through Witan Sulaiman. And now look at this super chop.
He might have taken a boot to the face on the follow-through. Super chop. But Witan, that's much better from him. Starting to grow into this game a little bit in the second half. A bit of skill, the link up with Kadek. His way through that defense. But it's Wiratep starting to grow into this game a little bit in the second half. A bit of skill, the link up with Kadek. Good challenge from Wiratep, the central midfielder playing in central defense for Thailand. Elias Dola was taken off with an injury.
Superchok. He quite often finds himself at the end of challenges, doesn't he? He's taken quite a beating in this tournament. Players like him and Chanatip will often...
we'll draw challenges, we'll draw these fouls. And you have to be brave. You know, players like that, they take on the responsibility to want to make things happen with the ball. The hits will come. But also I think we see with Chanatip, especially at this level, and the knowledge and the experience that he has now of how to use his body and how to protect himself. you know, from challenges like that. You know, he sees it coming almost, and you know, he knows sort of the steps that he needs to take in terms of how he positions himself, how he perhaps avoids a tackle.
Here's Chanatip, quick ball into Supachai. Now Roller. Look at that, just will, and that is an excellent goal. Keep calm, says Supachai, and it's about time that he gets on the score sheet. What a goal again for Thailand.
That's just pure class. I mean, I don't know how you stop that. And the key thing here is Chanatip, and again the awareness as he receives to play very quick. Turns on the ball first touch, second pass goes in behind that defense into Philip Roller via Poklo, and then awareness just to leave it, time and space to pick his spot. It's a big gap for him to hit. It's a huge gap for him to hit, but Chanatip just there. So he saw it, receive, quick pass on the turn, body shape spot on into Poklo, out to Roller, and then on the edge of the box. 2 goals from the edge of the area for Thailand. He deserves that goal, Supachai. And we've seen some wonderful goals in this competition, but team goals from Thailand have been outstanding.
So good to watch. Supachai does the business one way or the other for his country. He's been magnificent tonight. And Roshan had earlier mentioned about not letting this game run away from the Indonesians. There we ask the question, is this tie over? Is this final done and dusted? 3 goals up. Of course, Indonesia are going to give it everything they can. It's an uphill struggle now, Roshan. Here is Tristan Doe. What do they do from here? How? And yet, we were just saying a couple minutes before that, they were just starting perhaps to finally gain some attacking momentum.
I mean, what do you do? I mean, you obviously would have set your side up, and there are things when you look at this and I say, yeah, they were too open, lines weren't compact enough. But you need to take into account the quality of the opposition that they're up against as well. I mean, look at the way Thailand are moving. It's give and go, off the ball runs. Players with technical brilliance, but also that tactical understanding. It's happening so quickly. It's very difficult for Indonesia to come to terms with the pace of Thailand's game. It's gone flying there, Poklo. He's been unfortunate, perhaps risky. But free kick in a really good position for Thailand.
Okay, pretty central this one.
Oh, sorry, was it all 3 goals have been from the edge of the box? Chanatip was from the edge of the box as well.
First one smashed
on the counter-attack.
Yep. Yes, you're right. They have, all 3 have been. Yep, absolutely.
Finishing has been very good.
7 shots outside the box, by the way. Oh. Power in that one from Tristan.
That was close. I mean, from where we're sitting, looking at this, I thought that was headed in. Finishing, I mean, lots of things have been, you've seen that gulf in class and between Thailand and Indonesia. The overall play in possession, the defensive work, and then the most important thing, the finishing.
Well done. Thwarted there by Kritsada.
And Indonesia with 3 shots, 2 of those you would say were great opportunities. You think back to Alfeandra and then Irfan Jaya in the second half. meeting that pass in behind from Ricky Kambuaya.
Those were the high-quality opportunities
High
that you talk
quality
about.
opportunities, big chances for them to have gotten themselves something from this game, even though they haven't really been in it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, they have been second best throughout, and yet they had those two chances. Those are the kind of chances you've got to take in a match like this. You're missing so little of the ball. And there's 20 minutes here for Thailand to play out, see if they can kill it off even more if they can. Here's Chanatip. Finds a roller. And they'll get the corner. So Irfan is going to go off and replaced by another very pacey forward in Rama Rumakek. Some very good moments in this tournament.
Again, you know, how well they get forward so quickly. They move the ball on. The pace at which they move the ball on, right through the middle.
Doesn't get past the first man. Looked like it had gone out of play anyway from Bordin Pala. Rumakek has had some very, very good moments. Blistering pace for the 19-year-old from Persipura Jayapura. 9 caps to his name now. Let's see if he can do anything. That's right, on Titipan. Here's Bordin Pala. They're going to make a goalkeeping change, Russian Thailand.
Just showing off now.
That's wow. I suppose it's nice to see Kawin, who's really kind of a legendary figure, isn't he, amongst goalkeepers in Southeast Asia. Really regarded as the outstanding #1 for a long, long time. And listen to the reception. Sirak's done brilliantly.
Yeah.
In about the 1.5 matches he's played in.
To me, another goalkeeping legend. One goalkeeping legend replacing another. JUARA. I mean, they're so blessed in that position.
Listen to that. They can afford to rest Chanatip now, and Warachit will come on.
You know, you often hear of disagreements between club managers and international managers, right, for overuse of players. I don't think there's any club manager out there that can be unhappy with the way Mano Polking has managed the workload of his players.
Yeah, he's been so good. I mean, there was the game against Singapore, he made all 11 changes, didn't use any of his first teamers at all, even in the subs. No one thought he was going to be feeling this starting 11, Roshan. We knew there'd be maybe 2 or 3 changes, but not to this extent. And they fitted seamlessly.
Just a bit of a nudge from Dedik on Kritsada. And what was it was fascinating to see, just right there, Mano Polking 3-0 up.
Yeah, still
they missed opportunity perhaps. He's still so upset, saying this should have been the ball to play, not the other one.
Yeah, he has certainly confounded some of the critics who may not have been too happy of his signing. And cross there from Rolla. Here's Tristan Doe. Giving that away to Ramai. Here's Kritsada. Waiting for some support there. Borden Pala. There's a touch of a training match at times here. Didic said he got the ball. Shin Tae-yong's a little angry. Did not get the ball.
Didipan got his head up, looking for the next pass. Sees the tackle coming in. Just steps forward. Just steps forward to get the contact.
Yeah, Cowan, we talked of as such a big presence in the side. Only 31. It does feel like he has been around for so long. 68th cap today. And so Warwick, there's no foul. And is there going to be a booking yet? A yellow card for Didic, who looks a bit sheepish there.
Yeah, well played. Kritsada follows the run. Cowan comes out, and that's good goalkeeping. Doesn't panic, just closes down the angle. There's absolutely no contact, and that is a dive. Clear-cut dive.
That might be the first booking for diving we've had in the penalty area. That's something I think most fans would be in agreement that they want to see cut out of the game.
Yes. I mean, there's absolutely no contact in that situation.
Yeah.
So it's a clear dive. It's obviously attempting to cheat, or trying to cheat the referee. If there is some contact, I can absolutely understand going down, because we've seen players get punished for trying to stay on their feet.
Absolutely.
But in a situation like that, I mean, that's not something we want to encourage or we want to see at all.
Here's Warachit, who has come on for Shanatip. A corner here for Thailand. Warachit wins it. He's just 24 years of age, winning his 6th cap today, playing for BG Pathum United, the defending champions in the Thai League. A number of their players here. Gone short here to Borden Pala. Tristan, he misses the ball. Potential now, and he has taken out Didic, and he will go into the book.
Yeah, he's got no choice, the referee. Has to book Tristan for that. It's Indonesia were getting forward. Potential counter-attack.
There's Risky. Haven't seen too much of Egy Maulana since his introduction. He's saying to the referee, hey, what about protecting us?
Little fouls in quick succession there for Tristan. Neat work by Egy, who had gotten in behind. Cynical one from Tristan.
And here, shouts of Indonesia from the fans. They can get a goal back, perhaps, before half-time. Before the, well, yeah, effectively half-time of this entire tie. Got another 90 minutes to go. All that, just give them a little boost. beautiful header away by Supachai. Got enough on the ball. So much in the Indonesian media today in the last few days. People talking about trying to break that jinx, that not winning. Also, at the same time, trying to temper expectations. I think it's been the manner in which they have approached this tournament. There's youthful exuberance. They've scored for fun. Michael Baggett there with the header, not a great one. Supachai. Poklo. Warachit just trying to play in Supachai. Warachit. Gordon Pala. Oh, another fantastic goal for Thailand. It's 4 now. And surely they can taste victory in this final. One hand on the cup, perhaps.
Have gone straight through that Indonesian side. Just, again, superb from Thailand, winning the ball back very quickly, and then a quick transition. Here, lose it, counter press. Trying to catch up with him.
Kind of feels like he's still, now, what you didn't see, he's still telling the referee he's got the ball, referee.
Yeah, he's still looking for the decision, still wants his team to keep going.
Feels, Roshan, like he's kind of brought the joy back into Thai football, hasn't he?
They look so good. They look so good. The fluidity of the play, the cohesion in the team, the understanding between the players. Oh, Shin Tae-yong. Yeah, contrast to Shin Tae-yong.
But listen, he's done a fantastic job as well.
He has. And yes, Indonesia have been outclassed. But they've still had a really good campaign. They've had a really good competition. And I think at times we tend to, as a society, say, oh, it's gone to final, but they failed to win. So you regard the whole campaign as a failure. I don't think it should be regarded as that at all. I mean, they're one of the two best sides in the competition, and this is a young team that, remember, coming into this campaign, no one was really sort of giving them much of a chance of reaching this stage.
Yeah.
No one was giving them much of a chance of winning their group.
Well, here they come again. There's Titipan straight at the goalkeeper. They've won it back again. Oh, more goals than this. Gordon, Supachok, Titipan, Warachit. What a little time there from Titipan. They are enjoying themselves, Roshan.
I don't think they've had an easier final. But it's because they've made it look easy with how hard they've worked.
Well, there went Dimas. Good run from him. Put away by Tristan Doe.
I think that epitomizes the work ethic in this team. Tristan Doe tracking all the way back, and he couldn't put in a lazy challenge already on that yellow card. He had to make sure he got that one right.
Here's Titipan. Played in 3 previous finals, these two sides. It looks like it was final number 4, straightforward for Nadeo. 2016. Remember that Indonesia had actually won the first leg 2-1. Indonesia then went on to win the second leg 2-0. Last 9 matches, 6 wins for Thailand, just 2 for Indonesia.
Difficult to get involved in the game with that. How quickly he's been closed down again here.
Asnawi, that's a good ball. Dedik Setiawan catches that wide.
It's a clever pass in behind for Dedik from Asnawi. Could have been an interesting moment. That one ended up in goal. Chanatip, all eyes on him. Another outstanding tournament. Chanatip Songkrasin.
Got to be another contender for MVP.
Probably decided by now.
Here's Roller. Still going strong. Good work there from Alfeandra, but he only gets it as far as Poklo. He's had a number of long-range efforts, hasn't he?
Interesting technique as well. Poklo on that shot. He was just trying to get that to dip underneath the crossbar. Good work here from Roller. Comes out to Poklo. And Thailand have been so deadly from these long-range shots.
You just saw as well. He was a little annoyed about that. Alexander Polking. Mana Polking has been a very lively customer inside his technical area. We're into the final minute of this first leg. An offside position.
Listen, Chanatip might be MVP, but Super Chok is my man of the match, and I will actually be upset if he doesn't get it at the end.
You were a little bit upset in the last semi-final when Shadan Sulaiman didn't get man of the match. But sorry, when Hassan Sani didn't get man of the match.
Hassan Sani didn't get it. Yeah. I think because he got sent off, right? So.
Yeah. Let's see if you get that call right today, Roshan. We'll see Dedik Setiawan, Egi Maulana. Oh, lovely work there from Tristan Doe. Now just playing out these final few minutes. There's the touches. It is all Thai players.
Yeah. I mean, we're at that. You understand why his number of touches have gone up. You also understand why there's so many touches on the ball for Thailand. They've dominated possession. They've dominated the ball. They moved it around the pitch. And they've just been in supreme form.
Just listen to that crowd. The Olays have started. Why not? The celebrations already beginning here in Singapore. Can only imagine what it's like in Thailand at the moment. They will feel that the title is theirs to lose now. With such an emphatic lead. Here's Wadachit. They want more. Poklo. Mario comes up quickly.
Yeah, Eggy's come in and he's not had much of an impact as well, has he?
What happens now for the second leg, Roshan, now for Indonesia? they've got nothing to lose, have they? They've just got to go for it.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, you. It's just a simple yes.
I mean, yes,
isn't it?
I don't know
What else can they do?
What else
right?
can they do, right? What, sit back and
Not make it look too bad. They've got to get something back. They've got to go for it. Their fans will expect that from them.
I mean, I know we're here to try and big it up, and I mean, but even this is going to be a bit of a hard stress.
Well, there we go. The first leg might well be the final leg because Thailand have been that good tonight.
Yeah, they've been excellent. Our man right there, Chanatip. Superb. Couple of goals for him. Super chop. For me, the man of the match. Wonderful, wonderful display. And those fans have enjoyed themselves. They deserve to dance. The team has given them something really to celebrate.
And just a very poignant moment there that all the players coming to commiserate with Kawin the sad news that is we've just been told about is that his father passed away this morning. So condolences happened with a few players actually in this tournament. Happened with Kushedio as well, this afternoon I should say. Excuse me. And our condolences of course to Kawin, happened to Kushedio as well, and early in the tournament, Daisuke Sato just before the tournament. So a lovely gesture as well from Manu Polking to give his goalkeeper a little bit of time on the pitch.
Yeah, great gesture from Manu Polking, great reaction from his teammates as well to gather around him. Difficult moment.
But a word on this man here, Roshan, Manu Polking, and how he's just conducted things today.
He's been outstanding. I mean, that just says it all, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Says 4-0, complete control from Thailand.
It's done the job for you, and here from the National Stadium, we can sign off tonight here at the first leg in Singapore, AFF Suzuki Cup final. It's Indonesia 0, Thailand 4. So celebrations for the Thai fans. It has been an imperious performance. That man there, Super Chok, I can tell you, the happiest man in the stadium is sitting right next to me. He said he'd be very upset if he didn't get it, and I think they've all heard you.
He's been given it, has he? Well done. Well done. It's the right decision.